Welcome back, tribe. I have one here that says first generation Gen Zers are moving abroad for a better life. So the new American dream, like I said in my second channel, is basically living abroad now because the power of the dollar and cost of living in America has gotten insane. We can't survive, but you can overseas.
I thought I would fall in love with America and the American dream of like progressing and making something of yourself and feeling proud. I came to the realization recently that I actually didn't want this life. In some ways, it's very disappointing, but in other ways, I'm very accepting of that dream being dead, and I'm just ready to make new dreams.
Rania Sala is a first-gen American. She was born in Virginia. Her parents are Palestinian and lived in Falls Church, Virginia when they first came to the U.S. She spent her childhood in Jordan before coming back to America when she was 15. Rania attended American University on a full-ride scholarship and graduated in 2022 with a degree in public health. After struggling with job security and her health, she's decided to pack up her entire life and leave the U.S. for good.
I graduated, immediately started working, but I have lupus, so my go was kind of forcibly stopped. I had to quit my job just because my lupus was getting really bad, and I worked with a lot of lupus patients, and that was really affecting my mental health.
The United States is kind of the hub of autoimmune disorders. There were 10 many years ago, and just in America, we've developed over 100 kinds.
She shared her story of living with an autoimmune disease on TikTok, and it drew over 2.5 million viewers.
Guys, I kid you not. I went to my rheumatologist today.
He was anticipating that a lot of my stress would go away when I move abroad, and therefore my lupus would get better, and also the quality of food.
He kept saying, "I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you."
Even with her degree and certifications, Rania said she couldn't land a professional job.
Here I am unemployed, pursuing my master's. I have many certificates aside from my bachelor's degree, and I can't even land like an administrative position.
What made you realize you needed to leave?
I think the past 5 months where I hit 500 job applications, I got so depressed because I blamed myself. I felt valueless. I felt like my existence didn't matter. You know, one day I was just speaking to my father, and he actually suggested, he's like, "You're not stuck there. You know that, right?"
So where are you going, and when will you be moving?
So I am moving next week. I'm going to end up in Qatar. I have my sister there. She moved there a few years ago from London, and her life got so much better. She's very happy, very financially stable. And so it just seemed like the perfect option. It checked all my boxes.
Rania says it was hard to make ends meet in DC.
Rent is always a huge stressor. My car payments. On a day-to-day, it looks like your friend's asking you out to eat, and you say, "Actually, I can't." It's going to...
That's the reality of a lot of young people in America today. I could tell you from living overseas in Bucharest, the moment I landed here, the cost of living differences blew me away. I couldn't believe I was having steaks, pastas, lobsters, all this crazy luxurious food, man. And it was like $40. $40. You can't even go to like Red Lobster and you'll basically spend the $40 there. It costs like $20 just to get a number 5 meal and fries and whatever, drinking a coffee at McDonald's now. Like, people don't understand how much they're being shafted until you go overseas and how much better you feel. I can tell you, like, I got better sleep. I lost weight easier. My skin has improved. My scalp has improved. All the little autoimmune weird things that I was dealing with in America, having to watch my food, have to go to Whole Foods. I have to buy organic. I have to read the labels that make sure there's not crazy shit in here that's making me itchy, making me feel weird, making me sleep bad, making me feel like I'm dying throughout the day and need caffeine to wake up. That stuff went away, man. And it's not just me. It's happened to my parents when they moved out here. It's the same thing. They feel so much better. Like, life is now breathing into them. You can see color has returned in their face. You just look healthier. The stress that goes away from the fact that like transportation is actually good. Public transport here is cheap and good. You can get anywhere. The cities are walkable. You don't need a car. You don't have to have a car payment and car insurance. You can just walk. People all around you are walking everywhere. The cafes, the atmosphere, it's so relaxing. It's not isolating and loud and polluted everywhere like it is in some of the big capitals in America. Can you find that in a small town? Sure, maybe, but you won't find the job you need to sustain yourself in that small town. That's the problem. And that's just here in Eastern Europe. I mean, I've been to Dubai. I could tell you the Middle East countries look incredible now. It's not some backwater desert anymore with like some dude on a camel just hoofing it, endless miles of sand dunes. These countries are being run by capable leaders, and the cleanliness, the security, the safety, how frictionless the government is when you need to apply something as an expat, as a foreigner, opening up businesses, residency permits, all that stuff will absolutely shock you. The bureaucracy, the red tape, all the bullshit that you have to go through in America or Western Europe doesn't exist. You finally get to see what a country should look like when it's being run properly by people who care about it.
To the grocery store and looking for the deals.
Though inflation shows signs of cooling, food prices went up 3.3% from May 2023 to May 2024, according to the USDA. Rent has steadily increased since the pandemic. One study by the New York Fed estimates that Gen Zers on average have about $21,000 of student debt. And we just aren't working with the same setup as our parents and grandparents. Incomes have not kept up with home prices.
Man, look at that. You're ready to get shocked. In 1990, what is this? Median income compared to median home price. 1990, guys, median home was $80,000, $79,000 exactly. Income was $50,000. This difference of $30,000, that's it from median income to home. In 2022, your income only went up by less than $25,000, but the home shot up to $402,000. You're earning $74 and the home costs $400. In 1990, you went from earning $50 and the house was only $80. When we're telling you the generation is screwed, Gen Zers are effed. Millennials are still effed too. How staggering is that your income has risen by $25,000 and homes have shot up over 6x pretty much. Your income hasn't 6x since 1990. We are all barely living, man. I'm telling you, life is so hard in the United States for an average person. We're living paycheck to paycheck. We're in a debt economy. People are maxing out credit cards just to make ends meet, to have enough money to buy fucking gas and all this stuff. And we're all living, paying down credit cards, and your balances keep rising again because you hit a hard time. Maybe you didn't get enough hours at work. Maybe you're working a part-time job, so you max the cards out again, and then you get some work and you pay them down a little bit more, and then something happens again and they get maxed out, and you're in this revolving door of never being able to pay off your debt, never being financially secure. Forget about owning a home. You just graduated school with, the average was what, $20,000 of debt? Obviously that gets higher if you get into the elite university. And that still doesn't guarantee you a good job. You're saddled with debt the moment you graduate, and you're forced to live. More and more kids forced to live back with their parents. They're adults, man, 22, 23, 24, forced to live at home because it's unaffordable even renting. Forget having the money for a down payment on a house. You can't even rent a place. Median rent is $2,000 a month. Factor in transportation, food, student loans. You're done. You've blew through your entire budget. There is no saving money. Now, health insurance, where? Most Americans don't even have health insurance. Most Americans can't afford it. Most Americans can't afford a trip to the hospital. 70-something% of Americans have only $400 for an emergency in their bank account. That's fucking wild. And overseas, you can rent a place for $400, $500 a month, fully furnished. You don't need your American salary to survive. With the advent of the internet and how digitized the economy has become in our world in general, our day-to-day lives, it makes sense. This might not be mainstream. I'm telling you guys, this whole passport bro stuff, this is all a symptom of how expensive America has become. It's not even related to dating. Dating is a symptom of how expensive America has become. When being average is no longer enough. When taking a girl on a date is blowing your budget. Going overseas is simply your best option if you want financial freedom and to not be a slave the rest of your life.
The American dream as a promise that if you as an individual work hard and you will put all your efforts into making it out in the United States, the outcome is guaranteed. Well, that's not the case. Almost 20% of all immigrants around the world are in the United States.
Batalova says the exact number of Americans living abroad is hard to pin down, but the UN estimates that almost 3 million Americans live in other countries, which is an increase of over 1.2 million people since the 90s. Rania says she'll be keeping her American citizenship and will continue to pay taxes. But while she still has the right to vote, she's not planning on it.
I think American politics is a joke. Even if I had stayed, I wouldn't have voted in that election either. I think we're seeing that no matter which party is in power,
Thank you.
no matter which face it is, it's kind of the same system.
Do you think there are any rights that you'll be giving up once you move to Qatar?
On the outside, it might seem like I am giving up my right to the democracy and to that kind of freedom to say whatever I want, to do whatever I want. I think we have the illusion of freedom in America. I am going to a semi-conservative monarchy. That being said, I am happy to give up my right to vote as a trade for a significantly better quality of life. I'm so lucky and privileged, and I will repeat this because I know a lot of people don't have the opportunity to just pick up and go. I do. I'm an American who left America. Let me tell you about some of the very random things that are different here. So in America, I was making an active effort to slow down because I realized that I was always rushing to do everything and go everywhere, even if I wasn't in a rush. And the fact of the matter is, this is closer to what humans should be living like than America is. So as an American who left America, I can confirm that I do not regret it.
Yeah, and then there's the Foreign Exclusionary Income Act, which means you don't get taxed up to something like $125,000, something like that, of foreign earned income. Yeah, see, look, today the American dream is leaving America. As a U.S. citizen, I recognize that if you want to make a lot of money easily, the U.S. is the place to be. You can hustle your way to wealth. Health, both mental and physical, on the other hand, is not the priority in the U.S. The U.S. is extreme capitalism. If that's for you, you have it. I had enough. There are many alternatives that you can thrive in. I've been living outside the U.S. for 6 years and don't regret the decision. Find what works for you and pursue it. Don't let anyone guilt you into staying in a situation that is wearing you down. The best way to understand the U.S. is to live abroad. Most Americans can't or won't have the opportunity, and that breeds a lot of illusion about the U.S. quality of life. I lived all over the world, including the Middle East, and the U.S. is my least favorite place to be. The food quality is a huge issue, as we see from national health crisis. I'm an American who moved overseas almost 10 years ago. I'm glad I did it. If you have the option to live even just a year abroad, I suggest you try it. And look at this one. My husband and I are moving to Italy next month. He got offered a full ride scholarship to attend an American university located in Italy to pursue a STEM degree near Rome, Italy. There you go. That's one way young people can get out. We will be living there for 3 years minimum, and we are so excited. We got offered free housing and meals as part of his scholarship. This might be the beginning of us staying in Italy long term. Excited to walk more, be surrounded by nature, expose ourselves to other cultures, and eat delicious, more healthy foods. This guy says everyone has their own path. I left the USA when I graduated college, also first gen, and have been living in Japan since. It just fits me better personally. There are still great opportunities in the USA, but I wish everyone finds what is good for them. And look, here's the health aspect of it. I'm part of this demographic of young people who got diagnosed with autoimmune diseases in America. 2 years after the diagnosis, I moved to Germany and have been here for 3 years. My health has improved so much to the point that I have no symptoms anymore. I also feel much more relaxed and appreciate the German work culture. Glad to see I'm not the only one seeking an alternative. And that's big, man. Health is wealth. What's the point of making all this money in your so-called extreme capitalist America if it's slowly killing you? And this one's saying her statement that regardless of which party is in power, the outcome is the same is one that the people in the media, you, poster of this video, should heed. She's right. Two sides of the same coin. And I'm telling you guys the same thing. If you don't see that all this crap going on politically doesn't matter and no side of those coins are going to change your life, no one's coming to save you, team red, team blue, you're not saving America, you're not doing shit. They take the money from the same campaign donors, the same corporations, the same special interest, and they will bend you over without any lube in the same exact way. Your vote does not matter. The sooner you realize this, the sooner you will take control of your life and figure out a way to save yourself. The political machine is broken. We have had, in the last 50 years of this decline accelerating, both Republicans and Democrats at the helm. It keeps getting worse. So please, they will tell you sweet nothing, whisper in your ear to get your vote of how they'll change your life. Then they get elected. Then none of the campaign promises happen. Rinse and repeat. They've all done it. They will continue to do it. You don't fund the campaigns. You don't matter, except when it comes to voting. It's a popularity contest, and that's all it is. But okay, enjoy going at the polls in November, enjoy the circus, and enjoy the same outcome. Your life will keep getting more difficult. Don't believe me? Just watch. Give it 4 years, and then the next guy that comes in 4 years after that, and tell me if shit has improved. Historically speaking, has your life gotten better since 2010? Has your life gotten better since 2000? Has your parents' lives gotten better since 1990? It seems like shit's getting harder and harder. What do you think the next 10 years are going to look like? Simple, man. Follow the trend. Anyways, if you guys want to see more about overseas and how life is and the differences and how things look, follow me on the second channel. I do walk-arounds of Bucharest. I talk about things in regards to self-improvement, life here, cost of living, relationships, women, all the things you like. all on the second channel. You could see it everywhere above here popping up. If you join us on the private community or bought a shirt, appreciate your support. Can't wait to see you guys on the next call. Everybody who signed up for consultations, appreciate you. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are, man, about moving overseas, living overseas, escaping the US, or what the American dream means to you, because that's out of reach for millions of Americans, including myself. And we'll see you on the next one. Take care, everybody.